Okay, I'm gonna try this again. I've been quiet the past few days, whilst still being very sort of vocal in terms of like actually posting stuff about what's happened in the Supreme Court. And yeah, I really hate what's going on. Really is taking away from people like myself. It's taking away the rights. It may not necessarily be taking away those rights. This is the problem. Okay, so we've got some people saying it is, we've got some people saying it isn't, and then we've got other people saying, well, wait and find out. But here's the thing, like, I've been personally eligible to get a GRC for like at least 3 years. Like fully eligible. Like, I technically was eligible when I first got my diagnosis straight away. I could have gone out and got my GRC. Back then it was like, I believe like £150. But I never really felt the need for it. A GRC, by the way, is a gender recognition certificate. And what that basically allows you to do is change your gender marker on some documents, which includes your birth certificate, so you can have your birth certificate updated if you so wished. Now, it's a good question as to what this ruling actually means. Does it mean that my driving license is now invalid? Because my driver number's incorrect? Does it mean that my passport is now invalid because my gender marker is incorrect? According, and I'm saying incorrect in accordance with these new rulings that have come out. Now, legally, I am more than entitled to have changed my gender markers on both my driving license and passport. Because that's what the rules state, and they still state that to this day. They have, those rules haven't changed, but what has changed is the rights. Nobody knows what actually has changed within those rights, and it's quite upsetting and quite disheartening and quite scary at the same time. Like, I run in some really tight circles of LGBT friends. So I've got friends that are lesbian, I've got friends that are gay, I've got friends that are trans, and I've got friends that are non-binary, I've got friends that are questioning. I've got friends that fit anywhere and everywhere in that spectrum. And it is a spectrum. I can't stress you enough. Like, gender doesn't really work in its current form. Like, people don't just fit into this binary nonsensical bullshit. Like, even to the point where there's now intersex people that have been caught in the crossfire of this, that are potentially really fucked by it, because they don't fit in either space. And those people are still like an anomaly in some ways. I don't mean this in a harsh or disrespectful way, because yes, you can go down the route of, yeah, we're just going to use the genetic testing. And don't get me wrong, we were told it's the biology. So the biology of somebody who's intersex is something completely different, and it doesn't fit the binary. It never will fit the binary, because an intersex person, when they're born, is potentially born with both, none, only one set of parts. Like, some intersex people won't find out until they get to puberty. So, you know, but here's the thing. And my point about all of this is that whilst it's upsetting, distressing, and everything else, and whilst the British Transport Police have gone, and well, to put it bluntly, they've gone and basically shoved their penis into a hornet's nest. The TERFs have gone and shat in their hands, unwittingly, shat in their hands and clapped, and then rubbed it all over their faces. Well, the rubbing it all over their faces is about to happen for them, because they've not really realised and understood the concept of somebody that's trans. And if somebody that's trans and is biologically female, in terms of the definition, biology being that assigned female at birth is roughly the understanding that we have right now. So again, intersex people aren't quite counted as that. We have the issue of, well, they're going to now have to start using the female change. And some of the points that people have made is, I don't want my daughter to see a penis. Well, you've kind of fucked yourself in the face with that, by the fact that now you have basically told all of these trans men that that is what needs to happen. And don't get me wrong, everyone wants their private space, but we're not Germany. We're the most prudent fuckers when it comes to nakedness in the UK. Like, we are prudent. We don't do the same thing as a lot of our foreign counterparts. And I use Germany as a prime example. They will get butt naked in front of you, and they don't care, male, female, whatever. They really don't care. They might as well just be a nudist country. It's very openly accepted in Germany that's just how things are done. And they ain't gonna bat an eyelid if you stay fully clothed. Like, they really don't care. And I say this because if I personally go into a female changing room, which is where I feel comfortable, and again, I will get to the word comfort in a minute, where I feel comfortable, I still don't get changed outside of a little cubicle. That's just how I am. Like, I am openly trans. I don't give a fuck about what people really think about me. Yes, I have a deep voice. Yes, I've got a big pair of tits. This is why I don't want to go into the male change, because like they're just going to be looking at me going, "Ooh, big pair of tits." Boys and tits, yeah, they don't go together. So when you factor all of that in, it's just like, the fuck. How do we manage any of this? I mean, there's no reason that I should be going into the male change, because that's not where I feel comfortable. Now, the toilet thing, I don't get either. Female toilet has cubicles everywhere. The male toilet has cubicles and urinals. Those two spaces are completely different in how they operate. Now, anyone going into a toilet to assault somebody, right? They are going to go into whatever fucking toilet you've gone into and assault you regardless. They ain't going to go, "Oh, nope, that's got a female sign on the door. I am not going in there." It doesn't work like that. Never has, never will. And if somebody like wants to dress up as a woman just to walk into a toilet to go and kill somebody, like, usually there's only one door in, one door out. If you're lucky, there might be two doors. But they're always like close to each other. Never do you go to a toilet and there's an escape route. Like, oh my God, watch enough American films, watch enough British films, you'll realise that everyone escapes out the fucking window. It's just a thing. But they just wait outside for you if they're gonna do that sort of thing. And yeah, there is the privacy thing, but like, somebody who's gonna stalk you and harm you, then they're gonna do it anyway, regardless. Like, they're not gonna wait for you to be half naked in the changing rooms. What the fuck? What do they do with that? And the stats. Okay, so Bimini Babes, we love her. And they have posted a bunch of stats with the Telegraph, and those stats basically say you're all fucking wrong. You've misunderstood everything here. So here's the thing: I am statistically more likely to be assaulted. I am statistically more likely to be verbally abused. I'm statistically more likely to sorry, I can hear somebody behind me. I'm statistically more likely for things to happen to me rather than me do those things. Statistics, yeah. Statistically, it's men that are going to do the things to me, not women. So why would I be scared of women? Statistically, I am going to die younger. That's not just because of my health, but that's just the stats. And here's the other thing, right? Nobody in their right mind chooses to be trans. Which is why those people that are trans-maxing, I really disagree with. And trans-maxing is a whole thing in itself, and in all honesty, they are either A, closeted trans people, which I know quite a few seem that way, especially from having viewed videos. And others seem to be somewhat deluded by what they're achieving. You don't get cheaper insurance, trust me. It doesn't work that way. The Equality Act resolved that one. And if somebody is getting cheaper insurance, please just let me know. Because, like, you do get cheaper insurance for your profession. Like, that is a genuine thing. But you don't get cheaper insurance just because you're female. It's based on age, profession, and a few other factors. Very rarely, very seldom is it just gender alone. And that was outlawed years and years and years ago, when I was much younger. So I mentioned comfort earlier. Comfort. All right. I am only ever going to get comfortable with my environment, with everything else, and the way that I live. That is what this is all about at the end of the day. It's not about whether or not I can get to that end goal, because yeah, of course, right? We've read in the news over the past few years, there's been womb transplants and things like that. And the first baby born via a womb transplant has happened. These things are happening. Medically, it's not a sensible thing to do, but a man could carry a baby to full term as an ectopic, and it would probably kill the person that tried it. That's why ectopic pregnancies are dangerous. But the fact is that it's still technically medically possible for that to happen. And it sounds stupid, but nobody would ever do that because it is literally a death sentence. No medical professional would ever allow somebody to do that. Because, yeah, it would be unethical. But, yeah, it's about comfort. Like, I'm never going to be 100% comfortable with my body. It's just not going to happen. I have gender dysphoria. That is the official diagnosis. And dysphoria is as the word, is etymologically from the idea of one's dislike. It's not. It's basically the antonym to euphoria. Dysphoria. Dys meaning opposite of, and phoria meaning happiness, essentially. And yes, I do get moments of gender euphoria. That does happen. But what also happens is I get sad about the fact that I was born the way that I was born. Some would say that was God's intention. I would say it might have been his intention. But his intention is also for me to play my life and my story the way that I'm playing it. And that's the top and bottom. And if you want the crazy full part of it, there isn't really a choice when it comes to trans people. You either transition or, for most trans people, it's life or death. That's the choice you get. I don't talk about this often with quite the public presence. But yeah, that's the top and bottom of it. You can't ignore the fact that most trans people, if they were denied the opportunity to transition and to live as their acquired gender. And yes, it is an acquired gender, but at the end of the day, that acquired gender is how they feel, how they think, how they work in terms of mindset. Without that opportunity, it's going to be death as the choice. Now, I have had a troubling past with suicidal ideation and things like that. My mental health has never been perfect. It's all part and parcel. But at the end of the day, you can only do so much in life. And you have to grow your own happiness. And what this has done is it's destroyed thousands of people's lives. Yeah, we're 1% of the population. And people say, oh, but those that like regret or detransition. Regret and detransitioning, it's 1%, so it's 1% of 1%, so it's 0.001, I think, is the detransitioners. So even trans people that regret some surgeries, they get revisions or they do something else. Sorry, camera was making a noise. I have another camera up there. It's just starting a new recording, that's why it's telling me. Because I've been recording since I left work. Yeah, those numbers bring it down to around about 2,000 people currently. This is based on current statistics, or at least I believe 2023 statistics, which is not that long ago. Yeah, it's a bit batshit. And for those that don't understand it, imagine tomorrow you are woken up and you've turned blue, but you don't believe you should be blue. You believe you should be green or red or yellow. This is just an analogy. And the reason that you've woken up and you've turned blue all of a sudden is because somebody in a court somewhere said so. Now, there's fuck all you can do about it. There's fuck all any of us can do about it right now. And if there was something we could do about it, realistically, we'd be doing it right now. But unfortunately, the outcome of it all is that we're screwed for now. Until somebody else wades in, somebody with some money. I ain't that person. Yeah, don't know where it's going to go. Nobody does. Anyone that does is kidding you and is pretending. And that's how life's going to be for a little while. It's going to be scary. It's going to be uneasy. Just please reach out if you need help. I may not be in a space where I can do it myself, but I know others around me that are willing and able. Please make sure your support network is good. Make sure that everyone around you is good. And it's okay just to be okay. You don't have to be good. Being okay is as little as just being functional, and that's basically how I've been for the past 2 or 3 days. And it was only because I went to a party to see some friends that I ended up getting back into a headspace where I felt that I could talk about this quite openly. And yeah, I've recorded it so that I can share this message that you are loved. Even if it's just by me, you are loved. If you find this video and you're watching it, I love you regardless of who you are. I may not know you, but still love you as a person. There's so much out there in the world for you to see, experience, and do. Regardless of anything else that's going on, we are all in this together. And I'm here. Drop me a message if you feel you need. I will happily chat. But yeah, the problem is at the moment we don't know the answer, and not knowing is scarier. It's scarier than anything else. It's like being told that you're ill, but we don't know what's wrong with you. That's scary. Problem here is we know what's wrong with us. We have gender dysphoria. That's what it is. The gender affirming care that should be given to anyone with such is correct. It saves more lives than it causes problems for. It's just absolutely batshit crazy that somebody would want to attack such a small group of people. A small group of people that didn't attack first. We don't know how true that last statement is, but we don't go out to attack other people. We're just trying to be, we're trying to survive, we're trying to be human, and not alienated. I feel like a fucking alien right now. I feel like I've just turned green. Going back to the colours thing, I feel like I've just been turned green, and regardless of whatever's going on around me, people just see the green and they don't see that I am a good thing. I'm trying to be a good human. I'm trying to do good in the world. I'm not trying to cause problems or hate or harm. All of that is the last thing I want for anyone. And tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym. Tomorrow going to the gym is going to be really tough. I go to a quite nice gym, and I thoroughly enjoy my time at the gym. That time at the gym is now going to be slightly mired by the idea that somebody could come up to me at any point and say something, and I'm not sure how I'm going to react or respond to any of that. I've had conversations at the train station with the weirdest woman I've ever met, but she was just saying that about trans youth and how trans youth should be treated, and people don't understand how they are treated in the first place. That's the problem. They don't understand that the systems and the protocols and everything else that goes with it that's in place already. Like, say somebody under the age of 18 that's trans comes out and asks for help, they should be given that help. The first thing that happens in most cases is they're assessed. And I believe they're assessed by the same number of psychologists that an adult gets assessed by, which is two specialists. On top of, it used to be a third. This is a very long time ago, but back in the day when I was 16, I think, when I first came out to my closest friends and family, this is half my life away now. When I was 16, I came out to friends and my parents. I was still questioning myself, and it was about like feeling comfortable. Again, back to this word comfortable. Like, I felt more comfortable wearing female clothes, presenting as a female, and it made me feel on top of the world. Like, I came out a bit more. Yeah, it's been a long road for me. So 16 years of my life I spent talking to psychologists, talking to various different medical and health professionals around all of my different health needs. And yes, some of them are related to me being trans. Most are not. But this Supreme Court ruling has really done the most destruction and the most caused the most undue damage to my mental health out of anything that's ever happened. And the people that did it don't even know that they did it. The people that did it didn't even listen to both sides of the argument. The people that did it have slept. Yeah. I get it. It's not just about my comfort. I know why they've gone after us. But at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know why I am. I understand myself. I don't think they do. And if you want my honest opinion, any trans person that is wandering around in the changing room with their penis out, well, braver than me, number one. They got guts. And number two, they, in my opinion, don't appear to be very trans. Gender dysphoria, for most, manifests as not wanting the genitalia, as well as the various other components. Now, yes, some trans people choose not to undergo SRS, sexual reassignment surgery, or gender-affirming surgery. They choose to keep their genitalia as it is. And there are many reasons for this. It's, number one, quite a complicated surgery. It's hours, it's not short. Number two, the recovery is horrific. You basically have to learn to walk again afterwards, because you're in bed for nearly a week, I believe, whilst the packing stays in place and all of that sort of jazz. Then there's all of the rest of the healing, and the rest of your life you are tasked with dilating, which is, some of us, like myself, that's something that is a necessary component to feeling more comfortable. For others, it doesn't matter. They're happy to tuck. They're happy to be who they are. And yes, privately, in adult places, they may show. They may feel comfortable. But here's the thing. Hormones will make it shrink. And the only way to stop that is to use it. Just saying it. Hormones will make a lot of changes to a person's physiological state. I mean, for me, I have a big pair of natural tits. If you didn't realise that they are 100% mine, all real, that is the truth. Hormones did that. I mean, I'm not my mum. She's fucking Jacob. But anyway, we're not gonna go there. She has huge boobs. It's just the way that it works. And if you didn't understand any of this before, and now you understand a little bit of it, then it's about high time you did some research. There's plenty of us out there that will happily help you do that research and tell you their experience. My experience is mine alone. Nobody else has got the same experience. I've been through 5 different gender psychologists who have all said, yep, pretty confident on that one. Both within the NHS and outside of the NHS. So I've had my fair share of confirmation. I have all the paperwork to back it up. So don't even test me, because I'll happily show you it. But you won't get to read the whole report. The whole report is basically how they do it. As they basically dismantle your life and you go from beginning to end. It's quite traumatic in my opinion, but they have to deal with and understand everything. That's what the psychologist's job is. And at the end of the day, they will work out whether or not what you're saying is in step with the DSM diagnosis or not. And yeah, it's based in DSM, which is funny because DSM-5 is it's a diagnostic tool for psychological disorders. And whilst being trans was taken out of being a psychological disorder, it still sits within that framework because there are other disorders based around it that are part and parcel. Like depression, anxiety, they can become components. And you need somebody that can pick through that sort of information to get to the bottom of whether or not the depression stems from something, or whether the depression stems from everything else. Yeah, euphoric moments, the gender euphoria that I genuinely get on occasion when I've been told yes to surgeries. Yeah, I've not had those surgeries. I'm not going to elaborate too deeply on that, but I've been approved for various different things. The first time I was approved for hormones, when I was approved for blockers, when I was approved for everything else. All of that brought euphoria to me because it meant that I was moving forwards on my pathway. I'm moving forwards towards my goals. It's a long road, and it ain't an easy one. If anyone ever says, oh yeah, I chose, you didn't really choose if they're trans. They were forced by their own mind to do something that's incredibly tough, incredibly hard, because the other choice was even worse, in my opinion. Some people might find that an easy way out. It's not. Trust me, it's not. You ain't been there. You ain't done that. You ain't got that t-shirt. You don't understand it. Don't even try. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've been talking for 40 minutes. I may not watch this back. I may just post it. Do this in my old style of vlog. And whoever watches it. But ask the questions of those around you, of those that you support. I can't answer every single question, but I can point you in the right direction most of the time. And there's shit tons of information out there, and there's plenty of people in the public eye that are willing to answer those questions. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. If I post this, I post it. If I haven't posted it, I've posted something else. But this will be for me to keep. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I know you're loved. If you need anything, I'm here. And if you just want somebody to talk at, I'm pretty good at listening. I'm really shit at taking my own advice. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you when I see you on the next one.